Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Fanservice. We are back with you guys on Wednesdays. We decided to do a little bit later because Harley all of a sudden ended up in school at a late time.
Stupid math.
Stupid math. I was like, really, you have math this late? Who does math this late at night? Like, for real?
Seriously, why the hell are you going to change my math? So my math class was supposed to be earlier in the day, and then my professor suddenly got it up his ass that we were going to do math at, starting at 7 o'clock and run till 8:45. Who the fuck? And then he changed the days because it was supposed to be Monday, Tuesday. He changed the days to Monday, Wednesday. And
Do you really need 2 hours of math a day? Like, math is...
No.
Let me calculators to figure all that out for you.
Like, seriously. And he's like, nobody uses calculators in the real world. And I'm like, you're smoking crack if you're still trying to pass that bullshit off that nobody uses calculators.
So here's my question. Is it new math or is it old math?
So yes, it is new math. And I'm like, why? Why? Like, he tried to change the rules of order of operation today. And I kept stopping and correcting him like, no.
This just doesn't happen.
I'm sorry. It has always been PEMDAS. It will forever be. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. If you're trying to do it any other way, I'm going to have to beat the hell out of you because you're wrong.
So let's get caught up with everyone this week. Let's start with Pocky. What have you been doing this week?
Losing my damn mind. No. Let's see. I've been catching up on a couple of animes. I've been catching up on a couple of animes. I've been finding radio dramas, old like Mandark the Magician, who was part of like Defenders of the Universe and the Flash Gordon ones, and just kind of listening to those while playing some Phantasy Star Online 2 because that came out. So I've been playing that. Also been playing a lot of Link to the Past. Comfort gaming.
Yeah, I've been doing some comfort gaming. I've been doing a lot of Animal Crossing because it's the last week of the season for Destiny 2, and I've already done everything in it.
You should join me in You should join me in PSO2 World.
I need to get back on that, but right now I'm putting all my new stuff out in the living room. I have a bigger TV and a better sound system, so I kind of stopped what I was doing because I've had a shitty 2 weeks, y'all. That's why I haven't been here.
I know.
Because last Thursday I had an incident on my front porch and we had to get it cleaned, and Harley came right over with his cleaning stuff, and then my boss came over with his power washer. I used my power. Like, it looks good now. But it was a shitty 2 weeks, and
a very shitty 2 weeks.
Can I just say, I know we're in this weird time right now where everyone wants to be careful, but if you're an EMS worker and you're responding to someone possibly dead on a scene, do not take 15 minutes to put on protective gear before you come over here, because it's kind of a life or death emergency.
Yep.
I don't care. I don't know what they were. It literally took them 15 minutes to get over here because they had to put on everything. And that's 15 minutes that could have made a difference between life or death. We don't know. Could have. But we will never know. And I learned a lot about my neighbors. I have some annoying fucking Trumpers in this neighborhood who feel self-entitled to walk through a crime scene and stare at a dead body. I will find this man and his dog. I'm going to shoot this man in the face. That's all I'm going to do. BB gun just all over his face. I don't hear about how much money you're making for your Trump rally and how awesome you are. You're a dumbass.
Dumbass.
Yeah, Animal Crossing has been my go-to game this week. Wedding season started. Their summer recipes are starting to hit. I finally got to visit Beatrice's Island, and it's fucking amazing. She has a little 80s inspired racetrack that has all the car beds on it, and everyone's sleeping on car beds. It's got all these neon lights everywhere. I was like, dear God, I don't know where she got all this money. And then yesterday I went down to visit Bean for his birthday, and he just was not having it.
No, he was not. They put him on some new medication to help him sleep and turned him into a little zombie. And so he just kind of like laid there. And it was the weirdest, like most surreal thing I've ever experienced with my toddler because I've never seen him like that.
I was laughing. It was Harley's theater intro class. Like, she needs to take it. And
I need the free credit.
Bean is like half awake, doesn't remember where he's like a little drunk toddler, can't remember where his cup is.
It's like, where's my cup?
I was trying not to laugh because
I'm just thinking like his like, dad must be like,
best.
Is that what Mike sounds like when he's drunk? Where's my cup?
I was hoping you didn't have one of those because those are so much fun for little kids.
I don't. Jill and I were cracking jokes. We were gonna get drunk and play with it in the yard before Dorian did.
Just get some yard stakes for the blue thing so it doesn't like flop. That's the only design flaws I don't think comes with yard stakes.
That's fine. So we got stakes.
I fucking love it. It's like giggles and shoots water everywhere.
It's gonna be so weird and funny.
And then what have you been doing this week, Harley, besides buying ice molds?
Yeah, so I got molds. I finally got to play Luigi's Mansion. Yes, wedding week started on Animal Crossing, but Luigi's Mansion is super freaking entertaining right now. And I don't know why, because the game is like super dull and lame. But I'm highly entertained by it. I guess it's because I've been sitting in class for, the last 9 or 10 hours. So everything's entertaining.
Well, sometimes I think it's a simple game. Like Minecraft Dungeons I started up, and that game is really, really fun. Like, I was not expecting it to be this fun. It's not super complicated. It's just a pick up and play game with friends. And yeah, it's like Minecraft, Diablo, and Gauntlet. And like it goes from easy to real fucking hard real quick. Like there was 3 of us playing the other day, and we kept dying because the cauldron was spitting out a never-ending barrage of purple blobs. Like, who the fuck designed that?
And then,
you just never played Diablo 3 on Torment level 7, sir.
Diablo 3!
Yeah, so...
I mean, I played Diablo on, like, Torment 13 now, but hey, that's fine.
I went for Diablo 4, so I'm going to keep with Minecraft Dungeons in the meantime, because it is actually really, really, really fun.
I've already pre-ordered 4. I pre-ordered 4.
I'm going to get it on the PlayStation. I'm going to have it on the Xbox.
I'm going to play it on the computer.
I'm playing on the Xbox.
No, I'm going to play it like God intended to play it on the PC.
Yeah, God intended it on the PC. I also got a new toy.
I saw that.
So
I saw it yesterday. I was at your house. I was like, that mic came in very nice.
It did. It did come in very nice. It even hooks up to my phone if I wanted it to.
It's nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get into this week's news that we've been collecting, having fun with, and we're going to start with some movie news. Fuck this corona pandemic. AMC today talked about how they have $2.4 billion in losses, and they don't think they're going to be able to reopen.
I mean, I don't go to AMC anyway, so.
I loved AMC. I had AMC stubs. Phil and I would just go check out a movie. They had that really nice new AMC in Tech Ridge. Like, it was fun. And now, yeah, I think Evo could sustain itself because it's more than just theater, but I'm wondering how many other theaters are going to follow suit, because I think local ones like Draft House and like that.
I think Draft House will be fine.
But I think Evo's going to be
Cinemark. Cinemark kind of places.
God, is there even a Cinemark theater in Austin? Do you know, Pocky?
Yes. There's a Cinemark in South Park Meadows.
Oh, that's right, but I never go down there anymore.
So
yeah.
I think Flicks and Alamo Draft House will be fine. I think they're going to hurt, but the thing I think that's going to be really interesting is to see how many Flicks / Alamo Draft House-ish independent children get born from this. Abandoned movie theaters either become one of 3 things. Like, they become laser tag places, someone goes, buys them, and turns them into $1.50 theaters, or they become porn stores.
Quick, let's go buy AMC. Yes, quick, let's go buy the closing AMC store.
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of makes me sad because everyone's looking at Universal and how they handle Trolls World Tour, and Disney's even thinking about doing more digital releases. Like I think they're going to do Mulan video on demand, and they've already moved Artemis Fowl to the streaming service, which I'm glad because that movie's going to be fucked up.
Which movie?
Artemis Fowl.
You mean the TV series?
No, the book
No,
series.
it's gonna be a movie.
Oh, okay. I thought, what was I think? Oh, it was Percy Jackson that got turned into a TV series.
Percy Jackson is getting turned into a TV series, which I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I feel better about it because at least then they can take longer and actually do the scenes in the book.
And then people were like, really? This is just Harry Potter with Greek gods.
It really is. If Ben Hamby is not Mr. D, I don't care.
And if they don't have Uma Thurman as Medusa, because that was the only good thing about those movies, I'll be really mad.
That was awful. I laughed so hard, but yeah, no, it was awful.
I like that the actor apologized. The actor who played Percy Jackson, like, I read the books. I'm really sorry about the performance I gave in that movie.
I also love the fact that they made the sequel like 12 years later, and he's all like in his 30s playing a teenager. Like,
I did, and then there's a third one, and it's awful too.
There was a third one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there are like 4 or 5 books. That's not counting the when they get to the Roman the Roman gods, and now they're going to Norse and the Celts. There's an entire book franchise devoted to the Egyptian gods, but different kids. Same concept, different kids.
One Trick Pony.
Same shit, different day.
Well, it's all the same writer and from San Antonio, so we appreciate his work.
I did not appreciate how they portrayed Hades and Persephone.
No,
I actually didn't. I only read the first 2 or 3 books. How they portray?
I only watched the movie.
Oh,
I read a couple of the books, Pocky. I'm with you.
I need to get the books. It's on my to-do list, but half-price books closed because of a pandemic.
Because in the books, Hades is treated as, why the hell are you in my space? Get out now before you cause trouble between me and your dad. Leave.
Yeah.
Okay, out.
And in the movie he's a bad guy, and then Persephone's the bad guy, and I'm like, no. Hold up. Roll back. Nope.
No, Hades hates his nephew because of his dad, but he never
I hate his dad too.
Yeah, but he never
can't
goes
keep his
out
dick
of
in
his
his pants.
Like, he never goes out of his way to deal with it. Like, he's got other problems, and the thing is, Percy's supposed to stop Cronos from coming back, which they're all for. So it's like, oh, you get to go die and do that. I don't care. You'll be my problem later.
That was my problem when I realized after book 1 that it was too much like Harry Potter. I was like, I think I'm done.
Well,
I read a couple more. I'm really done at this point in time.
Any problem with the young adult franchise of a destined child with magical-ish powers is, I mean, she did not invent a new subject at all. I mean,
no.
So I mean, the problem is you could say it's a lot like a lot of books. So
yeah, Phil has an old one here.
Thank you, A.M. Cabo, for the follow on Mixer.
Yeah, Phil has one that was before Harry Potter that he has here. He picked up a half-price book. He read, his kid loved it. I don't know. I kind of okay with them going away from the movie theaters to a home route because a lot of us have really nice setups. Like, we can have a great movie night at my house now. And it's cheaper. Like I've talked about.
I don't want to go there because I have an evil 3-year-old now.
Yeah, you can't take your family out there. It's so expensive to take a big old family over there. And I think it'll get back to maybe not quite so worried about the numbers, but hopefully worried about content.
Yeah,
I guess that's what I'm really hoping for.
I want quality over quantity.
Well, yeah, but you can't expect the same quantity on a video-on-demand platform. Like, they made a lot of money with
they'll expect more. No, they'll expect more because then those people don't. If you make it cheaper, they'll expect more because people will be like, "Oh, I don't have to," so they remove an excuse. The marketing people will only look at it as you should be making more money because we don't have to go through these third parties to get our movie out.
True. like I don't know the breakdown at the movie theater, but I know there's all contracts you have to have things, for theaters for so many weeks and distribution agreements.
You have to have it on so many screens on so many weeks, and you have to charge X amount of money. You cannot do coupon nights with certain companies. So like Evo has $5 movie night, but if it's a Disney owned franchise, they can't do the $5 movie night.
Which is really stupid. I mean, you're still getting your money, Disney. Just let it go. I'm not going to sing.
Let it go.
I'm not going to sing Pocky.
Fuck it off. Fuck it off.
But I think I actually really do hope that a lot of these theaters get bought by independent entrepreneurs and get turned into like little versions of Flex Brew House or Alamo Draft House. I mean, I even had an
downside to that
plan. Like, if I had a movie theater and had 8 screens, 6 of them would be showing new stuff, and 2 of them would be showing classic movies, like all the time. Because Alamo Draft House and Flex Brew House do those, and if you've been to like one of the older screens, they're packed.
I don't understand that. You can watch that at your home.
Evo does like Sunday and Wednesday nights are some kind of old movie. Like, we keep watching every time they bring the Harry Potter ones back. We keep going to watch Harry Potter on the big screen.
Yeah, Kevin, Courtney and I made a big date night when they announced Clue was going to be in a theater. Like, that's the first time in like 30-something year, 40.
Yeah, I guess that's a movie you really love.
And that theater was packed, and it wasn't just old fogies like me. It was a lot
of like me. You're not talking about Courtney, just you.
Well, old classics.
But like a classic like myself.
She'll come through that curtain like a spider monkey, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's playing well, so I'm fine.
You think she's fine? You think you're fine until I text her? See, here you go.
But and there is, Gavin, there is something about genuinely having a screen the size of your back of your house showing a movie. There is something about it with that sound system. Yes, you can have a very, very good experience in somebody's house, but certain movies, like, go with like some really great action movies and some explosions. Having it that big of that screen and the speakers that can shake Bolton down chairs, it's a different experience, sir.
I for one look forward to our new porn store overlords.
Well, yeah, because they closed down the really bootleg one in South Austin, the one that was on the hill. I saw it.
No, it's still there. It's still there.
There's a for sale sign outside. What are they selling?
No, they're selling the property it's sitting on. The property's going to get a new owner, but the porn store is sitting there.
That is the sketchiest porn store ever.
I'm just gonna say, I've never been. I just drive by it all the time. Like,
so I have a story from that porn store because when I was in high school and at prom, my friend and we went to prom. And I went with my date. He had his date. His date was a horrible, horrible bitch. So we just left her. We were bored, so we left. So we went to San Marcos. We played arcades and pools and stuff like that. Then we decided to go to the porn store. And that one on the hill was the closest one. So we went up there, and it was like one light outside. It was kind of flickering. And the man of the trench coat walks out like, this must be the right place. So we go inside, and we didn't know that in the back they had like this viewing room area. And so we bought the tokens. It was like, heads, you win. Tails, you really win. I'm like, okay. So Tara and I are like, we don't want to touch anything because there's like this, we don't really know what to call it, but it was like peeking in the doors, and the door would open, it would go inside and come out later on. Not even think about that. So Brandon decided he was going to do his thing, and Tara and I went and did our thing. And when we're done, like, we laughed.
We really need to rephrase. You're in a porn store. You really, really should use we went and did our thing.
Okay, so we went. We didn't
film on everything there.
We kind of leaned out of the room and put the token in, just picked random stuff. Like, there's this housewife on an ironing board getting fisted by a guy like a jackhammer. I was like, does that even work? Tara was like, that would not be comfortable. Like, this woman's gonna be bleeding for a while. We critiqued everything we watched, and so when Brandon gets done, we turn around, we run into Brandon's dad. He had a token and a black bag full of stuff, and Brandon's face goes blood white. I mean, just sheer white. His dad's face goes sheer white, and the other thing he can say is, "Don't tell mom." And then he just kind of crab walked to the side, went to the room, opened the door, it was like this.
The more you know.
I'm the person that walks into a porn store and like I see like a kinky person, so I'm kinky at home. But when I like go in a porn store, I've become like the giggling teenager again, and I'm like,
It's hilarious. I love going to like Megaplex Dreamers because they're so nice. But I love hearing Phil's stories about his little gay baby self going into porn stores to be so uncomfortable. Some guy goes, "Yeah, you might like that one." And he runs out of the store screaming like a girl. Like, dude.
So Dallas has these huge porn megaplexes, and I used to go to them all the time for stuff because it's the easiest place to buy fucking fishnet and stuff for Rocky, and so I'd go into those things all the time. But I would giggle so hard every time I walked in there.
You know what also surprisingly has a surprisingly large amount of adult stores?
Who?
Temple.
Oh, because it's a military town. Of course, it's
yeah, all the military guys.
You got a 7-Eleven, and a porn store, and a pawn shop every corner.
Yeah,
all the porn.
I used to have a girlfriend that lived in Temple, and it was great because one Friday night we're like, "Hey, let's go to the adult store. Let's do the couple thing." And I swear to God, it looked like a mess hall from the military had emptied out to the board because everyone is in camo, and I'm like.
Well, I understand everyone has their kinks and fetishes, but I don't understand the people who need the dildos are like this big. Like that is not going in your body. You know that, right?
I have video evidence that did contrary, sir.
I don't want to know it for Harley. Why are you laughing?
Keep on.
Oh. So we have a friend who likes horse dildos and. Apparently, he had a scar one day and told me he had to go to the doctor. He had a scar. That's all I heard. And it turns out he shoved a cue ball in front of the horse dildo and got stuck, and they had to cut it out of his stomach. And then they asked him if he wanted it, and he said no. Like,
why not?
I can clean it up for you. Maybe put a string so you can pull it out like a quarter. Like, I don't even know.
So,
anyways,
so AMC no.
Who would like this? Stores instead of AMC theaters, apparently, I guess.
So what we're saying is, Kaiju Labs Media will soon be running Kaiju Adult Entertainment. Yes.
Oh my God!
Does that fall under my maker space?
Yes, that can fall under your maker space. We'll do the beat cut into the back area.
Does it fall under my maker space?
Okay, keep talking about movies. We're going to get away from porn now, even though I know this is a good time.
Porn is movie.
Porn. In the established industry, sir.
We are getting Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which makes me so excited because I love that movie. It was so good.
So is this one going to have Tails in it? Because
Tails is at the end of this movie. So they already set it up. I hope they go back to Sonic's World. That's the biggest thing I want them to do. Because Eggman's already basically on a Sonic World now, and I want him to go back because the first 5 minutes where he was on the Sonic World was breathtaking. But like they like to do to make things cheap, they put it on Earth. So hopefully Sonic 2 will be pretty awesome. I don't know how we follow one store with Sonic, but here we go.
It's also the same reason that humans have to win in Alien versus Predator movie.
Because people just associate with it.
Right.
So hopefully now that they've got that established, they'll go back to the Sonic World and have some fun.
So that means the third movie will have Knuckles in it? And if we're keeping the game...
Technically, Knuckles was already in the first one, so if they go back to the Sonic World, when you watch the movie, it'll make sense. Knuckles will be in part 2. I want to know if they're going to bring in Robot Sonic.
I want Rogue.
No. The real big question is, will they bring in Big
Rouge or Rogue?
I think it's Rouge. I don't.
It is Rouge.
It's Rouge.
She's precious. I want her back. I could live without Amy.
Yeah, I would like to bring in more of the characters in part 2. Would be a lot of fun, like Big the Cat, ED909. Big the Cat would just be hilarious because that'd be the lamest thing to put on screen for real.
No, the lamest thing ever would be Amy.
Amy's not that bad. I mean, she's a very girly
She's annoying.
girl.
She's annoying.
For you.
She has a giant hammer. What do you not like about that?
She's annoying.
Oh my god!
She's
annoying.
She's pink. That's my
So here's the thing. I think if they want to make a really bad movie, they tried to make as many of the Sonic cast shove into it and make it a Sonic fanboy orgy.
I think if they did it as like background characters, like there was a village or something, because we know in the Sonic games there are human villages, there are human cities. We know there's a blended world. So, yeah, there's no reason why they couldn't put them as like background characters or Easter eggs. That's perfectly fine.
That's because bounce off Pig the cat. Like have them bounce off Pig the cat, like he's just laying there. They bounce off of him.
He's like, "What the?
Froggy!"
All right, and then lastly, Harley talked about today.
Hold on! I have some Sonic news. It's finally getting released in Japan with a dub next month.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. They're finally releasing it in Japan, which will be interesting to see how they take it because it was actually really good.
Right, but with their dub, but it's not till next month or the end of this month. So it's like, man, we've already got it on DVD.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people probably already bootlegged it over there, so I don't think it matters.
Guarantee it.
And then Harley was talking about the Suicide Squad director's cut, which I thought already existed.
So there's a director's cut, and then there's the cut that they wanted to release that the studio made them cut to the director's cut, which is another cut of the cut that we got.
That's confusing. So there's 3 versions of this movie because I have both of them. They both came together.
Yeah, there is another version of this movie that again had more backstory for Harley and the Joker that didn't make the extended cut.
So which there's a lot in the extended cut, so we'll make sure to see what they do.
Like, so I haven't actually seen the extended cut because it was just not on my list to purchase because I was just focused on the cut I got and I was just enjoying it how it was. And I was afraid they were going to mess something up, so I never actually watched it. But apparently this is going to be a further cut, and it involves the wedding scene and everything else that they didn't put in the extended cut. And they're going to release it on HBO Max.
Which I have. I can send you the login if you want to watch it sometime. But here's what I find so funny, because this follows the Snyder cut getting released on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And how fucked up must Warner and DC feel that the director's cuts are actually probably going to be really good?
They're much better.
Could have not
the freaking the Justice League cut is apparently 4 hours now.
Yeah, I have the other one that makes a lot more sense than the theatrical version did. But what if this movie's actually really good? And so is Justice League. Like, they really just stamped themselves in the foot.
Well, it was
like, if it turns out these are better, I'm gonna be fucking pissed because people dragged Jared Leto for his Joker.
I loved it.
I loved it. He's my favorite. Like, I do not fault people for liking Heath Ledger. He's just not my Joker. He was not my favorite. My favorite is Mark Hamill. Always will be Mark Hamill. But Mark Hamill is an animated Joker, and I like Jared Leto. Okay, except for one.
I like the Heath Ledger version. That's like my favorite. But the Jared Leto
one. God, why can't I think his name?
Nicholson.
Yeah.
The original Tim Burton one.
Yeah, he likes the Tim Burton one.
Yeah, so I have the Jared Leto Funko Pop of the Joker. I thought that it was just crazy modern. Loved it. And then the new
it was a good take with it.
The new Joaquin Phoenix one is more like a prequel to Heath Ledger. I could see how the two could connect very easily.
Yeah.
But
I mean, one of the Joker's most well-known lines is, "You're one bad day from becoming me."
Yeah.
By the way, no love for Cesar Romero, the 1966 Joker?
I don't even like that version.
No love for it.
No love for that series, except for the Batsui, because that's just fucking... I can't even just... I know. Yeah, so I think it's interesting that the studio probably overguessed themselves and put their fingers in too much, and they probably jacked themselves on what could have been a really interesting... Because now they're doing the 2 versions of the DCU. There's the one that exists, and the new one's Robert Pattinson, and then they have the cartoons, which don't tie anything, and the TV, which doesn't tie anything. I'm like, y'all, you're
now we're getting another Suicide Squad movie, which I already have started the costuming for.
So yeah, it doesn't involve anything with the original one, which I get.
See, to me, it screams that Warner Brothers was more interested in numbers than anything else. This proves that what they were looking at was how many butts can we get in the seat as quickly as we can, and how generically safe can we make this?
Well, like I said before, I think it's on our show. I've said it before. DC couldn't make the happy Marvel version of the cinema universe. They have a darker hero, so they went for a more adult aspect, and it turned people off. Like, I loved Man of Steel. It had its dumb moment.
You mean Batman of Steel?
Man of Steel, the
I hate Superman.
I thought it was that's the one I thought it was much better than anything they had done. I enjoyed the darker aspect of it because I'm old enough to enjoy the darker aspect of it. I don't need the super sugar coated version that Marvel gives us, which I still love all the Marvel movies, but they're very bright for the most part.
Marvel is bright, but they also have their dark moments. I mean, Marvel,
but they're not as dark.
They're nowhere near. Like, Batman needs to be a dark movie.
They are not edgelord. Marvel is not the edgelord that DC is.
Yeah,
right. But DC seems to do it just for the sake of doing it. Where versus Superman is supposed to be the ultimate Boy Scout. In fact, his statue stands at the Boy Scout headquarters.
But that's the problem. We don't need a perfect Boy Scout hero.
I think what they are probably leading up to with the Suicide Squad movie is they're probably going to do another breakdown later, but I believe they are leading up to an Injustice movie, which Superman is the bad guy, and it gets to prove that the ultimate Boy Scout is a really fucked up dude.
Right, and here's the thing. I don't think they're going to do an Injustice movie because that would get NetherRealms too much control of Warner Brothers, unless Warner Brothers can legally cakes.
I think they're at the point that I'm like, you know what, just do it. We need.
Yeah, I think they're like, just do it.
And here's the thing: they're not doing. They're making it dark for it seems the sake of being dark, and it's turning people off. And yes, for every thing, but as someone said, DC's greatest nemesis is critics.
They
can't seem to please anybody.
I think the other problem is they rely on Batman and Superman exclusively. Like, we've seen too many Batman movies, and they're
how many times do I need to listen to Batman and Superman's fucking backstory? It's the same fucking backstory.
That's why I think Aquaman did so well and Wonder Woman did so well. They were different. I mean, even Shazam did well.
Well, here's the difference. Here's why Aquaman, here's why Wonder Woman, and here's why Shazam did really well. They weren't dark and moody and edgy. They weren't trying to be Batman. They were trying to make everything Batman.
Well,
I mean, look at Birds of Prey.
Wonder Woman had its dark moments.
To be fair, Aquaman did well because we all wanted to see a shirtless Jason Momoa.
That's possible.
No. That's not front. It did well because it ends with a massive battle of laser-armed crab people fighting people on sharks, and a kaiju shows up. That's why that movie did well.
Costume porn.
But here's the thing: if Zack Snyder wasn't a part of that project, if Zack Snyder would have been a part of that project, that entire ending of that movie would have never happened. It would have been this dark, gritty, very low light.
Because that's what fucking DC is. That is like I hated the end of that movie.
I hate the end
because it is not what's in the comic.
But if you only look at that as everything is either what Frank Miller makes it or Batman is, which is frankly Frank Miller again, they have a very diverse, like how Marvel is treating it. Everything is diverse. Their subject matter is diverse. The fact that when they rebooted Wonder Woman, the New 52, it was a story about gods having a conflict over the birth of Zeus's next child.
Yeah.
And the fact but at the same time, Batman's doing his thing. He's going through all this stuff. They try to make everything uniform. Everything has to be exactly the same because it's run by one guy who thinks the greatest comic book ever made is either Watchmen or The Dark Knight Returns. Those are the only
amazing
books ever exist.
I love it.
And because they're trying to make everything dark and gritty and edgelord, you lose the feel of those characters. Wonder Woman still felt like Wonder Woman. Those happy moments, those depressed moments, those dark moments, those happy moments all exist in that movie. And in some cases, in the same scene. Like that
was also she did that away from studio interference. They kind of just left her alone on that one, just like they did on Aquaman, which is why we got what we got.
Right, and they're the most successful versions of those movies.
The other thing that really annoyed me, I mean, as a female, the one that pissed me off about Wonder Woman. Sorry, I'm just like I'm judging. Like the one thing that annoyed the ever-loving shit out of me about Wonder Woman was again, she needed a fucking man.
Yeah, like
she is a fucking demigod. Bitch does not.
She shined really well in the trenches scene for the war. I thought that was spot on Wonder Woman.
I thought also the scene with them getting onto the train, and it shows how everyone's really happy to go to war, and they have ice cream in this giant parade. But then, like, they turn that corner, and then all of a sudden, like, they see all the soldiers coming back, and like one's missing an arm, and one guy's like just kind of shocked, and his face is all messed up, and he's being pushed by a guy who's like also missing an eye, and you see the horrors of war. So you see everyone excited to go to war, and then you see the reality, and you see her walking through both, and that was also really good.
So to sum it up, I think it'll be interesting that these director's cuts will get released, and they're gonna just kick ass, and DC's gonna go, fuck,
we fucked up.
Yeah.
If they would have turned the Justice League movie into a two-parter and let part one and part two be 2-hour pieces apiece, they probably would have succeeded.
I think what DC needs to do is do what they do. They need to basically do the things they do for their TV series with their movies.
You let people who actually really like the subject matter write it and control it?
Yes.
Well, also to tie it into the bigger picture like Marvel does. I think that's probably something that confuses a lot of people who aren't DC fanatics. They're so used to the Marvel setup that you look at this, you're like, well, that's not the Flash. I just saw him on TV last night.
The other problem with it is DC is based on the villains. They are built around their villains, whereas Marvel is built around their heroes.
I could name you pretty much all the Batman villains and some of the Superman ones, but I can't really tell you anything outside of that. Like, I know Wonder Woman has Cheetah, and I know Green Lantern has Parallax, and that's about it. But Batman has some amazing villains.
Batman's got everybody. Batman,
that's all you really need.
The reason you know Batman's villains, it's not because they're memorable.
DC they are very memorable.
Hold on. But what I'm saying is, hold on. But what I'm saying is, the reason you know Batman and Superman's villains is because all DC does is those two. The only other villains you know are because you watch the Justice League cartoons. And you know about Starro, Gorilla Grodd, and you know about Dr. Zoom. And you know about those guys because... But DC only does those two heroes, and that's why you know about Zod, who is a villain that very rarely shows up.
You know what movie did Batman villains justice? The Lego Batman movie.
Yes.
That opening scene with all the random ones, like Condiment King. I was like, you guys are searching now. Like, come on.
He's in the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Well, no, he is. I saw that clip.
He's Kite Man's nemesis.
Like Condiment Man is Nightman's Kite Man's nemesis. Oh my god, that's great! But I love the pilot. I love the pilot in that scene. Who after the Joker gives the list, he looks over and goes, "You made half of those up, didn't you?" He goes, "Nope, I'll get it."
Nope. Oh, there. All right, so moving on from porn stores in DC. I'll talk about Kickstarter really quick because
it's porn stars in DC.
Last time I was on the show, I talked about how excited I was that the Nemesis expansion was going to hit Kickstarter, and it did with a bang because it crashed Kickstarter upon launch. I don't know how you do that. It's Kickstarter. They're prepared for this stuff. Crashed completely. Took Kickstarter offline. So much so that they're adding comedic effect cards about crashing Kickstarter into the game. And it also reminds me of the very toxic culture of entitled people on Kickstarter who think they know better than a game company.
But I do.
That's not just Kickstarter, sir.
Oh, I know, but
Go to the forums.
Yeah, these giant Kickstarters that Simon and Awakened Realms do that get millions and millions of dollars. Like this one did a vote for the 6 different types of alien species that you could possibly see in the game. The main one that they're going to use, and it's very bat-like, very much like Pitch Black, which I voted for right away because I fucking love that design. And they went and they're like, no, this didn't win popular vote. You were just looking at keywords and black. Like it was this whole tirade of people just complaining. I'm like, y'all, just let it go. They wanted to do bats. Let them fucking do bats. Who cares?
But sir, don't you understand? My villain is most especially of special villains, and my aliens are special and loved.
Yeah, so I backed it. I'm really excited for it. And it's just reminded me of the very toxic nature because people are expecting another Nemesis, and they added a shit ton of Nemesis because of stretch goals. This one's being handled very differently. So it's kind of interesting, but that's not what I'm excited for because Simon announced they're doing a He-Man and Masters Universe board game next year Kickstarter, and I'm done. I'm ready. Let's bring it because I love Simon. Cool Media Night. They're the ones who do Zombicide and Super Dungeon Explorer and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I love Zombicide. I have Zombicide 2nd edition. I backed out on Kickstarter. My only problem is Simon is the king of unlocking add-ons. They did this awesome chibi-style Marvel game, and it came with basically the Avengers. And if you want anything else, they were all $25 add-ons. There was like 6 or 7 by the end of the campaign, on top of the base game. So I'm sitting there going, man, if they fuck it over and make She-Ra like a $75 add-on, I'm gonna buy it, but I'm gonna be really pissed off.
I would be angry when I give you my credit card number. Sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real angry, like, because they did a phenomenal job with Zombicide Season 2. There was like 1 or 2 add-ons. They will do add-ons, but I hope they keep it like they do with the rest of the stuff, and it's all just stretch goals. Like, they're creating a new game system for this. I am just yes, a million times yes. Give me this shit. I'm good.
So yeah, I mean that's good. At least it's not Cypher.
True. Like I'm waiting on about
deck building game and
waiting about 7 Kickstarter games right now. The expansion to Monster Slaughter is about to start shipping from someplace. So
I love Monster Slaughter.
This one adds monster hunting soldiers in a basement. So I'm pretty excited for that.
So I'm laughing because we were just talking about AMC getting turned into porn stores, and my wish is nothing but like sex swings.
I don't understand Wish. They put the most random shit on my Facebook timeline when I'm going out and say, here's find better deal with Wish. There are some anime sex doll with flowers coming out of her crotch. Like, I was like, when did I ever search for that?
She's trying to tell me something.
You need a couple swing. Like, is Wish just the bootleg porn store of the internet?
Yeah. Wish has become the porn.
It's like the Dollar Tree of porn stores. Like, I was like, hey.
I'm imagining these couple swings like the clacker things on a desk.
No. Let me see if I have a pornographic Wish on my timeline.
They know the algorithm. It's like my TikTok knows only.
No, I did a Kickstarter too for Last Faith, which is a Metroidvania 16-bit style video game, and I'm like, I saw that one. Yeah, that one looks really good.
Yeah, the only thing I've ever ordered from Wish was a Totoro wall decal that did not work. That's all I've ever ordered, yet every time I open my Facebook, it's showing me hentai dolls. I get boob mouse pads, sexy mesh men's underwear.
Everybody needs a titty mouse pad. Everybody needs one.
I don't need no boob mouse pad. The fuck am I going to do with a boob mouse pad?
They're very ergonomic.
Rest your wrist on their titty.
I don't know what you just did. Your mic went crazy.
Me or
you gotta rest them wrist on their titties.
Because now I can hear you guys better. No, like I have a friend who has the one that they jiggle. He just can't.
It jiggles. I like to.
We're talking about the mouse pad.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I like to poke them.
No.
None of us beat what Jessica Cavello gets.
Oh, she gets the fucked up stuff on her Wish timeline.
Like that woman, if you follow her on Facebook, because you'll be like, what are you getting? Because of all of her roles and stuff she does. So they're like, oh, you're really into Attack on Titan. Do you want to see the Attack on Titan dildo set?
Yeah, like it's for like they're just straight up selling.
So I have a friend that works at a sex store, and she always sends me like the weirdest fucking dildo pictures. She's like, check this thing out. She's like, you're an anime nerd. I don't know why I randomly need classic monster dildos, but I kind of want them.
Just to have them.
We should mention. I'll mention this later. Hold on. Sorry.
All right, so we're gonna try to not go into porn anymore. Up next is
no, we're going there later.
Quicksilver having WandaVision having Quicksilver. I did not know.
So, they have announced Evan Peters is going to come in for WandaVision. They have not announced what he's going to be playing, but the gentleman that played opposite of why can I not remember what Olsen she is?
One of them.
Whatever Olsen she is. The gentleman that played opposite of her is not coming back as Pietro. And Evan Peters does play Quicksilver in the other weird X-Men movies. So, I mean, I like his acting. I could see him playing Quicksilver again.
I hope it is Quicksilver because it'd be really weird to. Of course, now I'm trying to find a Wish ad on my Facebook. It's not there. It'd be really weird to have him come in. Whenever we've already established him in the universe as something else.
The reason is weird. Part of it is that Marvel has announced very quietly mostly because of everything going on in the real world. But Marvel has announced during Phase 4 they are going to start introducing many of the X-Men cast. What they're going to do is they're going to sprinkle them out through movies and then ultimately lead to an X-Men movie, much like the event, because they're kind of done with the Avengers. Because
I also read it's going to Cyclops is actually going to do something in this movie. He's going to lead. It's going to be Cyclops leading him.
Cyclops is going to do something?
Yeah, he's not going to be a whiny bitch and say, I wouldn't have to if she was my girl. Like,
whiny bitch?
Yeah, like, I fucking love Cyclops. I fucking love Cyclops. And they killed him at the beginning of the third movie.
Yes,
I was okay with it.
No, I was not.
I hate
the entire movie. My wife!
Yeah, I hate Scott
Summers
is like the biggest.
So supposedly what they're going to do is they're going to sprinkle out everything, including like apparently maybe Storm will appear in the next Black Panther movie because she's supposedly going to be from Wakanda or from the region. And
she is from Wakanda because she originally was going to marry Black Panther.
Yeah.
Right. So they're going to basically have her there, and then basically it will end with all the sprinklings will eventually end with a new Xavier showing up because, obviously they can't get, probably they won't have Sir Patrick Stewart doing it, but they'll have Xavier show up and then they're going to have an Avengers-style X-Men movie. Which I'm for.
Which I'd be okay with.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of fun X-Men storylines that they could tell.
It's just going to, like, the casting. I always worry about casting.
No, I agree with you.
Who would you recast Xavier as? Because let's face it, Patrick Stewart was perfect.
He really was.
Patrick Stewart is Charles Xavier, who got teleported to this world and became a thespian because he doesn't have his mutant powers, and he just got recasted as himself. I mean, this is a fact we have to live with.
It's kind of like I'm always worried who they're going to bring back as Wolverine because I can't see anybody but Hugh Jackman.
I think they're going
to have to. They have to pick somebody new.
I know
Daniel Radcliffe originally was supposed to play. Yes.
No, that was just a rumor. He even joked.
I could not take that, y'all. I'm sorry.
I would have been totally okay with it.
I would not have been okay with that at all. Which speaking of Radcliffe,
I think Daniel Radcliffe needed to be like if Daniel Radcliffe was going to be Wolverine, then I feel like Draco Malfoy, Tom Felton needed to be Sabretooth.
No. So I bought Guns Akimbo, that new Radcliffe movie, freaking
wanna see
amazing.
I
And we're
want to see that.
watching
It
it.
looks so good.
Why are you laughing? Wait, this story's not done.
The movie was just hilarious.
That movie's hilarious. And Phil's like, have you seen him naked? I was like, I don't want to see Harry Potter naked. Phil has a picture of Daniel Radcliffe naked on his phone.
Yep, I have a picture of Daniel Radcliffe naked.
I'm surprised the both of you have this shit. I was like, I
like him reading thirsty tweets where he had to be explained what thirsty tweets meant.
I do. God. He's such a sweet boy.
Yeah, no, he's not sweet. He's been talking about how he was always drunk and high as Harry Potter fucking people. That man is not innocent.
He's sweet. He's a sweet boy. You shut up.
Anyways, he could not pull off Wolverine. I'm sorry, Al.
I think what they're going to do is genuinely surprise everybody. I mean, if you look at how Marvel casts their character actors, they've really, I would say, missed the mark ever. Where you're never going, why?
I've said it twice, and it was involving X-Men casting.
But the thing is, it's also something we're talking about 3 or 4 years from now. So they haven't even announced who they're going to play who yet.
It's going to be Hugh Jackman again. Watch, it's Hugh Jackman.
No, I think he is done.
He's done.
Yeah, I don't see why he would keep going.
I think the only thing they might do with him is Hugh Jackman is anything attached to the Marvel Universe is potentially like have a scene where you see like Wolverine with somebody and it's him.
Benedict Cumberbatch needs to be Xavier.
No, because he's already Doctor Strange.
He's Doctor Strange.
That's right. He did a great Doctor Strange.
And we can't have Tom Hiddleston because he's Loki.
Huh.
What about House as Magneto?
I could see that.
Laugh so damn hard.
He's a really good actor. I mean,
I want a Magneto that's actually imposing. Ian McKellen did a great job, but they were still buddy. I want one that's actually fearsome. Someone who you see and was like, oh crap, he's about to fuck shit up.
Okay, I know he's not imposing, but it would kind of work. No. I want Alan Cummings as Xavier.
The dude who played Nightcrawler?
Yeah. Okay, if you go to our Facebook page right now, I have a picture of what he looks like. Just make
I know what he looks like. I need someone who can just embody that fear that Magneto.
No, not as Magneto, Xavier.
I want Urza Miller to be Nightcrawler.
I could see that one. He was a great speed racer.
Idris Elba as Bishop.
We're going to have to think about casting because it's something that we just can't.
Aaron Egerton as Cyclops. Okay.
Take Egerton as Cyclops.
Tom Hardy as Wolverine.
I can see Tom Hardy as Wolverine. As long as they don't make him like they did with Bane. I will be your undoing. Would you like some tea?
How about Christopher Waltz as Magneto?
That could work as long as it doesn't.
Xavier,
and then Bryan Cranston as Professor X.
No,
I think Alan Cummings as Xavier would work.
Anyways,
I mean,
bisexual Charles Xavier, that would be great.
This will be a discussion we have for quite some time.
Oh, we should do a DLC podcast where we talk about the upcoming what if X movie.
I don't know how I'd feel about Alan Cummings because all I can see him is like the dude from Reaper Madness and Floop Fooglies.
Yeah, no.
I was a Spy Kids kid.
You were what? You were a Spy Kids kid?
Spy Kids kid.
I always see him as the Spy Kids guy.
He's Foop.
Yeah.
Fucking Spy Kids. I don't think I could see him as fucking Professor X.
I don't know. I could see him because he's also done like some really like interesting other things. So we could see.
We're not doing that one. Okay. So next up, we're gonna talk about some toy news because we were talking about not Evangelion. We're talking about Warhammer last week, and then McFarlane showed off their 2 amazing Warhammer toys that was coming up. And I was like, I haven't bought a McFarlane toy in a long time, y'all. But these are pretty fucking decent toys. Like, here's the 2 of them. Of course, the Space Marine.
Of
The
course,
Necron.
because it appease the Germans.
I really like the Necron look. Like he did a bad job with these, and they're really cheap. And I remember like what happened to McFarlane Toys. He used to have everything. They did those badass movie maniacs. They did that fucked up weird Alice in Wonderland line, that Hellraiser like line. Like they did.
They also did the Wizard of Oz line.
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of those. And then they just disappeared. I think I had like all the movie maniacs because those are badass
I had
toys.
a bunch of the anime ones, like
Yeah. I had
and
the Trigun one. Yeah.
I think what happened was, Toys R Us and stuff. I mean,
we can't blame Toys R Us anymore because it's just Toys R Us.
But what I'm saying is, oh God, Harley found something. Before we go into what she found, which is probably porn related.
No, it was Mark Strong as Professor X.
I can see that one.
So
I think we're like looking up celebrities, like who could play Professor X. Let's see.
I'm like, who could play Professor X?
So, but I think what it was when Toys R Us tried to not cater to the collectors for a short time, like, I mean, his toys were collectors' toys. They were people who were not kids.
Yeah.
And for a while, Toys R Us were like, we don't want to cater to the collectors. We want to cater to children. And then they were dying, and they went back to the collectors. But then they lost everything because by the time that happened, we went to Amazon.
Yeah, I got Amazon for everything, and I laughed because I remember when McFarlane Toys released the Blair Witch toy. There wasn't a Blair Witch design, so they did two different ones. And then oddly enough, it turns out in the new Blair Witch movie, they kind of used one of those designs. I liked that movie. Anyways, so I'm excited for those. It'll be lots of fun. But let's talk about some anime news, Pocky. What's this story you shared this week about someone owing a lot of money?
Okay, so basically, hold on, I have to re-pull up the story. But basically, what happened is a major.
Harley, did you find something else? Because you were completely enthralled down there.
I was reading the comments because this gets streamed to our personal pages, but the comments on our personal pages don't stream onto the comment list.
Oh, yeah, because Facebook doesn't like... It's a Facebook algorithm. Okay, so keep going, Pocky.
So basically, an anime company called Unfoldable Studios, basically, they were the ones who currently did Demon Slayer, which is like one of the big animes of last season. Like, it's one of the super big ones. They also do the Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, and Heaven's Feet, and everything else. But the president of that company just got hit for tax evasion. Equivalently $1.28 million US worth, or 139 million yen.
That's crazy. Like,
the thing is, the company is right now doing really successful. Like, all their animes are top 10 hits. I mean, they're supposed to be doing.
They did go back and pay it.
Yeah, they have the next 3 seasons or 4 seasons of like Demon Slayer, which is how long that's going to last, because the manga did end, so they are going to do the whole thing. But yeah, it's kind of a big deal. This is one of those big time companies that, like, they've been doing really well since 2007.
How did nobody catch this?
Because and Garden of Cinders. Okay. How did nobody catch this? Apparently they were, but they were just. You have to remember that in the entertainment industry in Japan, the Yakuza is where they make their money. So in America, the American mob makes their money basically through a lot of drugs and construction, and in Japan, it's a lot of drugs and entertainment. In fact, it's so bad that Jackie Chan at one point was on the run from certain Yakuza members because Japanese mafia members, because they have also in China they have really big control in those things.
It always surprises me how things get so far. I watched The Wolf of Wall Street, which was one of my favorite movies, and that's a prime example of how a company can just let things get so far. But it was easier back then when this happened. Today, you've got so many checks and balances, and everyone's always watching everything. Like,
well, all you have to do is invent dummy. Take-Two Entertainment got in a bit of trouble for losing like $5 million. It turned out it was a bonus given to the president, but he didn't give it directly to him. It went to a company he owns, which is a magic company. Like literally, he loves stage magician.
Oh, like
Stage,
magic.
yeah, he does all these. So he has a company devoted to doing stage magic, which he's the owner of. And so they gave the company that he owns this $5 million. And so when everyone's looking around for where the hell does $5 million go, because it's supposed to be part of a bonus given out to other people, was given out
Out of this hat.
it was basically underneath this hat, underneath someone else. So yeah, it's pretty insane.
All right, so that's some hard news. But okay, you can make fun of me all you want, Harley. I know it's coming, but you guys know I'm an Evangelion fanatic, and the third movie is about to finally come out. Actually, the fourth one.
Ew,
But look at this.
gross.
They're releasing the special AV1 phone over Japan. Look how awesome this set is. It comes with a watch and themed earbuds.
Pedophilia.
Like, it even comes with a Lanceologenous, like, sim tool. Like, dude.
It's like a fork.
It's
And also when you open it, you hear, "How could this happen to me? All that I've been through."
I'm just super excited for this, even though it's like $800. There's no way in hell I'm ever going to buy it. It's only in Japan. But I'm wondering, do other animes get such crazy fun shit like that? Like, is there an in-use mode? Let me look.
See the look on Courtney, the look on Harley and I's face, like, yes, sir. Yes, they do.
So,
why don't we get it over here?
You don't. You get lucky, or you know somebody that lives there, or you go over there, or you have a direct buyer.
Like, I'm seeing all these phone cases, but like an actual physical, like, fun property, we probably do some more research into. But man,
so like my thing is so since they announced the Inuyasha re-release and the new sequel, they're releasing more and more and more and more shit, which I now have to go through my aunt to purchase.
Well, at least you have an outlet over there.
I have an outlet. I have a buyer.
Because it makes me think, man.
Like, they have an entire line of like perfume and cologne that I'm now having to purchase.
Well, that's some hardcore dedication there. Like, I have some of the Marvel cologne that company made here, and it smells really good.
I legit want to know what they smell like.
I think the reason it doesn't make as much here is the companies in Japan who make that stuff. Because anime is like sells the mangas particularly. It's not really so much anime; it's manga. Like, they're catering to the manga crowd. The anime crowd is one thing, but the manga crowds are always bigger. Like, manga outsells everything.
You still got the secret closet weeds.
I can make the manga wall in Animal Crossing now. Harley's like, I don't care. I hate you. You're not coming to my island.
But what I'm saying is, the reason we don't is because we're too busy focusing on other things, and where you can get 19 different versions of, or 5 different versions of Star Wars pressure cookers.
Hey, I wanted the big pressure cooker, the Darth Vader one. I don't need it, but I wanted it. I already have a pressure cooker.
See, we get that stuff.
We get it, and then I bought 2 more Instapots, and now we're not getting it because I don't need it.
You have like an army of Instapots at your house.
I love my.
Yeah, I don't need a 5th Instapot.
And
I have 5 of them now.
Last bit of news that's crazy. This has been going on, and I find it really weird. Like, the Walmart closed at 5.
Oh, yeah, Walmart closes at 5.
I do have a bit of anime.
Target is closing early.
A bunch of places are closing early. If you're an idiot and you stole an iPhone or any sort of Mac product, you know they're following you. Apple made a statement, said, yeah, looters beware, we can track you with our stuff. So if you're that dumb to steal an Apple product, you deserve to go to jail, y'all. That's all I gotta say about that.
A bunch of hillbillies are about to get their trailers raided.
I mean, the one thing I'm going to say is if you have an outdoor backyard project that you need to get done and you ran out of the money to fund bricks and stuff, the Austin Police Department has a large pile of bricks out front that they are staging for protesters that they'll perfectly fund your new backyard project.
I saw that.
I mean, I filled the back of my Subaru with bricks today, and I built me a little fire pit.
They shut down 35 for multiple days at different times. It's like
A friend of mine actually asked, "Why did they do that?" I said, "You have to hit him where it hurts. You have to hit him in commerce."
Mm-hmm.
I get that, but did you ever think we would get to this point?
Yes.
When Trump was elected, I said people are getting a lot more savvy about politics now. I did not know it would go this far down the fucking drain.
So there's a great line from a comedian. You only know about something because it is broken. I know who the Secretary of Education is because it's broken. Ask me who the Secretary of Education was during the Obama or the Bush or the Clinton. Well, these are during the politicians I follow. I don't know. I know it's Betty DeVos during the Trump administration because she's transgender athletes are apparently going to try to rape your kids.
Yeah, no, it makes me really, really sad that we've come this far.
And the answer is yes. I did think we were going to get this far because the minute you allowed racists to basically be the norm, I knew we were going back to Salem 1960s.
I have a friend and I work for a place that just sucks his dick. Like we run his lawyer show every day, and every day it's the propaganda bull words. Every show is the same exact thing, and it's just like, y'all, when do you just say we fucked up?
They're not.
Apparently they fucked up enough for Pat Robinson, the head of 700 Club, and said this is the worst thing ever. And when the head of the 700 Club says this is the worst thing ever, we done
when
fucked
the
up.
Amish show up to protest with
Mennonites,
pagan, you know you fucked up.
Mennonites. I want to clarify; those were Mennonites.
You know you fucked up.
You got fucked up. You got the Mennonites involved. The Mennonites do not believe in protesting.
The Mennonites
do not believe
side by side with pagans.
When the witches and the Mennonites agree on one thing, this is where you probably get screwed.
But he's just not gonna do anything about it. And my favorite picture of the week was when they turned the lights off in the White House because of protesters, and someone photoshopped the Spirit Halloween Coming Soon banner on it.
My new favorite one was posted today. I actually have it. Hang on.
My favorite one, real fast, was
I appreciate this.
2015 June, and it shows the rainbow lights of the White House.
Yeah,
and it's like 2020. How 5 years have changed.
Yo. Oh, I saw that one with the Death Note. Like that one was hilarious.
That is hilarious. I don't. So.
It just makes me sad.
We did miss one piece of anime news. This is really important to a friend of ours.
Okay.
Season 5 of Attack on Titan got announced. It will be the final season.
I thought season 4 was the final season.
Season 5 will be it.
Oh, that's gonna
giant naked baby people attacking other giant naked baby.
Oh, it's way more fucked up than that. I'm caught up.
Now it's got some politics.
I'm super excited for that, but I'm not excited.
So get your 2020 scratch off bingo card, because that motherfucker is gonna come out of nowhere. The giant titans are gonna show up out of nowhere, and then Godzilla is gonna rise from the ocean.
I just gotta say, this is just a really sad state of affairs, and it's just been depressing me. I go to work and hear them talking about the coronavirus hoax, and everyone's attacking Trump, and he's doing this amazing job. I'm like, do y'all have eyes? We are not okay.
Does your brain fucking work?
My favorite was apparently Niantic, and I know this is a video game thing, but this is sort of not. Niantic, the guys who do Pokemon Go, have just donated $500,000 to the Marsha B. Jordan Foundation. And they're matching $50,000 of private funds by the employees. So it could equal up to about a $600,000 bonus.
It's sad that we live in a country that still believes in racism and separation and stupidity.
Well, as someone said, we couldn't mobilize army or medical supplies or anything else to stop a virus, but damn it, those protesters show up and you will have police and you will have military level gear showing up at your door.
Because it's a mentality of us versus them.
Yeah,
So,
I am just surprised. So we don't talk politics very often, but there you go.
yeah,
That's been
we
the nice
do
episode
care.
of Fanservice.
So also every day follow us on Kaiju Labs Media's Facebook page because I have been posting the 30 days of Pride and we have already done 3 days.
yeah,
you-
we're on
I'm going to
day
say
3.
something right now, real fast, since we are on the 30-day Pride.
Huh?
We would not have Pride if a trans black woman had not thrown a brick at a cop and turned the first Pride into a riot.
3 days. It lasted 3
True
days.
story.
So
How sad. We should be living in a better place.
we should, but we're not going to go into outer space.
2020, and we're still fighting for this shit.
Fucking,
Hey, remember-
it
hey,
makes
remember
no
the-
sense.
Hey, remember the bizarre filler arc with involving killer hornets? I
Yes.
remember that episode. That was a good week.
It's the bees!
Murder hornets. All right, so that's it for this episode.
remember
We'll be
those.
back at our new later time again next week. Look for us at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow is Super Game Bros at 8. We're going to have lots of fun talking about video game stuff. You know, granted that some cataclysmic shit doesn't hit my house or the world in the meantime. We'll be there.
If Yellowstone does not explode.
Yeah,
I
like,
have to ruin Cynic's day tomorrow.
well done. It was his birthday this week. Let's be nice to him.
Okay, so we'll talk about what NetherRealms has done to their employees then.
Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow. All right, so we'll see you guys next week. Have fun.